Hi, this is Priyanka Chopra and you're watching Channel Y.
The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.
Y Media Group, established in 2001, is a media company with a 360-degree approach in reaching our audience over 5 platforms: television, radio, newspaper, online news portal, and mobile app.
Y Media has newspaper, midweek, radio, South Asian pop.
Hi, I'm Amitabh Bachchan and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
Hi, this is Amir Khan and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
अब हर दिन सुने GTA का #1 रेडियो स्टेशन FM 91.9.
All English 24/7 television network and Y Media Plus.
You are watching Channel Y. Channel Y.
Prime Minister, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be back.
Online, SouthAsianDaily.com. The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.
Lalaji stood for was his pragmatism, his practical wisdom. He knew that if Kashmiri Hindus who had been discriminated against over the years and who had been discriminated through different policies of the government, but he provided that clarity, he had the vision, he could see far ahead.
Namaskar, a very good afternoon. It is such a honor and privilege to be among you all. And my sincere and deepest gratitude goes to Dr. Dubey for giving such an inspiring story a place at the wall of peace. If you look at the wall of peace, and Dr. Dubey has mentioned so beautifully a peaceful coexistence, communal harmony, following the truth, courage, and Lalaji is a symbol of all those qualities. And a special thank you to Arunji and whole family and whole team and the foundation for bringing that inspiring story in our lives. You know, often in life, you come across to a crossroad where you see one way is going toward wrong and another way going toward right. And you need that determination, that courage and sheer will, which path leads to the truth. And you draw, and you want to seek inspiration and that enlightenment from the figures like Lala Tikulaji. So it's a very special occasion and want to thank each and every one of you to be present here today. And in life, we all look forward to celebrating the essence of true meaning and purpose of life, and which I think Shri Tika Lalji will keep on inspiring us throughout the journey of life, that we continue the path of truth and in particularly when it belongs to serving for people which is beyond yourself, for the overall goodness of all community, that you need that courage and strength, and which we will draw from him. And thank you so very much for making us a part of it, and very privileged and honored to be part of it.
Dr. Dubey, thank you for alerting me to this gathering, and my wife and I are very delighted. I do have an army life in Canada as an honored girl. I've been serving in the Canadian Army for 12 years. So when you relay the stories of Kashmir, and growing up as a young kid, I was born in Kanpur, grew up in Delhi, it all starts to connect. And coming here today with you and listening to some of the aspects that you faced, takes us more so much that we can keep taking the beating in every turn of our century. There will be dark times when you have to pick up the arms, and defend yourself.
Lord Buddha and Nelson Mandela is a great honor to us and our community, and our community's heroism to face the ongoing genocide in Kashmir. And went off and became a big reformist and big lord. But why? He said, son, we have to develop a new civilizational connect of Kashmir with the rest of India. That was his philosophy. That was Tika. I don't rate Taploo as an ordinary mortal. Dr. Dubey, you have done great justice to me as his friend, and great justice to their family and to the whole of Taploo was not an ordinary mortal. He rubbed shoulders with big leaders like Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Lal Krishna Advani, Kedarnath Sani, etc.
Namaskar everyone. It's with great privilege and admiration that I introduce to you today a true pillar of our community, Dr. Dubey. Beyond his service in cardiology, Dr. Dubey is a leader, a visionary, a mentor, a teacher, and a philanthropist, whose dedication has touched the lives of countless individuals.
I probably one story before I do all this holocaust, that when the Kashmiri Pandits were killed, the Jadoo that they wear, you remember you told me that story many years ago? How much it weighed when they took out the plane? And at that time I never knew anything about it. Holocaust.
1 month, 8 months, 48 kilos of Jadoo.
At that time, I wondered if India was independent, how come this is happening in India? Because I see what Kashmiri here from Taploo. I am not from India. I am from Guyana. But I'm connected to Kashmir because my grandchildren are half Kashmiri. They are married to a Munshi, Dr. Munshi's daughter. So I feel that, besides that, when I saw the Kashmiri files, I was aghast at the brutality that was mentioned by the learned judge advocate who was here just now. He was so erudite in explaining. Hindus do not act when they're supposed to act. You know, when I came here first, Hindus could walk down Gerard Street with a sari. People criticized them, call them Pakistanis in the late 70s, early 80s. But because of us coming out up here and speaking about Hinduism, although I was not, well, I told you again, I'm from Guyana, but my father was a Purohit. And because of that, when I was 11, he told me, son, you are very poor. You have to learn this Purohit work so that we can earn some income so you can go to school. That is how I learned all, whatever, I learned a little bit. But I came out here and I thought that we should let people know who we are. And we all should not forget what has happened in Kashmir, and we will, if it rests with me alone, I will not allow it to happen. I would like to create a museum of the Exodus, Holocaust, call it what it will, that happened in Kashmir. And we should ask, somebody from India, the Indian government or somebody, because when I saw Jaishankar, is his name, the foreign secretary, he had tea at Tika home. Then I saw this has to be a very great man, because Jaishankar is one of the most, I would say, respected politicians in the world today. How he speaks, how he articulates, and how he answers people, especially during this Ukraine crisis, and we all know that. So my pledge here today is that we should all come together and have a good committee where we can depict this Exodus or Holocaust, as we call it, and let the world know that we are not going to rest, and let them know this does not happen only with the Jews in Germany and Poland, etc., how the smell of Auschwitz is still there. We must let people know and go and visit places like where Mr. Taploo lived and others lived. They can go there and see, and let us develop some historical places in Kashmir. Look, all of us have money over here. None of us are poor. I'm not begging for anything. What I want to say, all of us should come together and develop some kind of fund where we can go create the historical site. If the Kashmiris don't want to do it, let us start here and hope that they will help us. And let us not. And let us have a place, a memorial, a beautiful place like what Modi has created, so many beautiful places in India to remind us that we are Hindus. And people don't like it for that, but I love it for that. Like Varanasi, like Ujjain, all those beautiful places that he has created, the Mandapa Bhavan, look what a beautiful job he has done. I think that we should carry on with this, and I would like to ask CIF representative here today, this may not be their mandate, but they should take a step also towards this, because it's a relationship between Canada and India is their motto. We should take this into consideration and see how we can help. But I think we should not let this lie dead. We should do something about this. If the fire is in me to do it, I wonder where's the fire in the Kashmiris.
Hi, my name is Taploo. Today we had a very memorable function remembering Pandit Tika Taploo, who was the first martyr or the first person, one of the tall leaders in the Valley of Kashmir, who was assassinated on the 14th of September 1989. So we had a gathering here in his memory and in the memory of unveiling his bust, his statue, and it was attended very well by everyone here. Thank you.
My name is Satish Thakkar, current chair of Canada India Foundation, and today we gathered here to honor the life of Lalaji Pandit Tika Taploo ji, and it was such an inspiring story which Arun Taploo ji and his family and foundation, they all brought together in our lives. And at the Vishnu temple, a special thanks to Dr. Dubey for allowing a statue of Lalaji to be placed at the piece of wall, which will, provide an enlightenment and also a kind of an inspiration that we all work together to stay in a very peaceful coexistence, universal harmony, communal harmony, and which I think Lalaji's story symbolizes, and also his story symbolizes that helping others, standing for the rights of others, and courage, determination, standing for truth. That's all about the story of Lalaji, and which is a great, beacon of hope and inspiration for all of us. So it's very great and pleasure and honor to be here among everyone. Thank you.
This is Nikhil Kaul, the current president of Kashmiri Overseas Association of Canada. I'm at Vaishno Mandir, Richmond Hill. It was a tribute to Lalaji, the Tika Lal Taploo. So I have to say this as the community leader today. What Arun has done and what this occasion is all about, it has opened a conversation, and we are seeing that how our feelings, Kashmiri, our feelings, and people who have sacrificed and died for us, and now we are releasing it out and it's open. People are talking. Dr. Dubey has invited openly that there will be a museum and there will be talk about it, how our country failed in terms of understanding what used to happen to Kashmiris in 1990, and I will use the word genocide. So I think it's opened a conversation. The feelings are out of the box, and I would encourage each and every KP in Canada and the worldwide to open up and say how they feel and see where we are going from here.
My name is Bhushan Bhatt. I was invited to today's function of observing Tika Lal Taploo, our great martyr, his anniversary. We always observe this day as a Balidan Divas, and today was 14th September, but we observed it today. And Tika Lal Taploo was a great soul and a great leader, a hero of all the right-thinking forces in the valley. When there was complete mayhem there, when our community people were massacred and shamelessly massacred, the impious designs of our neighbor was at its peak, and the situation was very bad. He was the only sane voice, and they wanted to silence that voice, and they did, and it unfortunately created a very bad impact, but it also inspired all of us today to fight for justice. Tika Lal Taploo was not only a lawyer, but he was a great leader of the community, and he believed in humanism, he believed in humanity, he believed in people living together. And today, in this temple, they have raised the bust of Tika Lal Taploo ji. It's a great honor to the community, it's a great honor to India, it's a great honor to Canada, it's a great honor to the entire community that believes in the values of justice and peace. So thank you very much.
Hello, I am Shubhan Krishan, Consul Commerce from Consul General of India, Toronto. So we are gathered here today to pay homage and tribute to Martyr Tika Lal Taploo, whose statue is being unveiled here today in Vaishno Mandir. As everybody knows, Martyr Tika Lal Taploo was a great humanist. He worked for everybody, regardless of the caste affiliations or religious affiliations. He worked for the downtrodden, he worked for everybody, and he was one of the first martyrs who was killed because he stood for the values that were against terrorism and against the masters of terrorists. So with today's unveiling of the bust in Vaishno Mandir, we are paying tribute to this great leader who stood for true secularism and the real causes that India stands for.
This event that happened here at this location, it's to pay homage to the martyrs of Shri Tika Lal Taploo, right? Also called as Lalaji. I mean, long story short, if I had to put it in simple and blunt words, right? It's the sacrifices of martyrs like Tika, and several hundreds and even thousands of people. Because of which, if you look at the current form of Indian sovereignty and integrity, it's a loan to the Indian nation. If these guys won't have sacrificed, it won't have happened. India won't be in the current shape and form. Okay? So, with that being said, obviously, people are still suffering. If you go to Kashmir, people from this community, especially for this community, the other Kashmir is also suffering, if we leave aside the political aspects of it. But the Kashmiri Hindus, in specific, they are suffering.
Hi, this is Priyanka Chopra and you are watching Channel Y.
The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.
Y Media Group, established in 2001, is a media company with a 360-degree approach in reaching our audience over 5 platforms: television, radio, newspaper, online news portal, and mobile app.
Y Media has newspaper, midweek, radio, South Asian Pulse.
Hi, I'm Amitabh Bachchan, and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
Hi, this is Amir Khan, and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
अब हर दिन सुने GTA का नंबर 1 रेडियो स्टेशन FM 91.9
All English 24/7 television network and Y Media Plus.
You are watching Channel Y. Channel Y.
Prime Minister, welcome. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be back.
Online, SouthAsianDaily.com, the biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.